Shalom. First and foremost, I will give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and mercy to the Tazadak I came out there that's laboring this truth with all sincerity. I want to say Shalom. All right, today's topic is going into the importance of hearkening unto counsel. All right, our fourth, and a great example I want to use, in the scriptures is our forefather Moses. He hearkened unto his stepfather Jethro, counsel, his advice. And then we're going to go into it, and then we're going to go into the importance, of hearkening and listening to counsel. All right. So let's jump right into it. This is Exodus chapter 18. I'm going to start from verse uh, 17. It reads, matter of fact, 15. I'm going to read it in NLT. It says, Exodus 18:15 in NLT, it says, Moses replied, because the people come to me to get a ruling from the Most High. When the dispute arises, they come to me, and I am the one who settles the case between the quarreling parties, and I inform the people of the Most High decrees and give them his instructions. This is not good, Moses' father-in-law exclaimed. You're going to wear yourself out, and the people too. This job is too heavy a burden for you to handle all by yourself. Verse 19, now listen to me and let me give you a word of advice. And now we read it in the King James, it says, hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel and the Most High shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to God word that thou mayest bring the courses unto the Most High. And ultimately, when we're going to read on down, Jethro was giving the advice to Moses to set up leaders upon the Israelites, you know. So they're not, so he's not overwhelmed and overworked, because all, that is that was Jethro, who was a heathen, was seeing that, like, that's too much for one person to do. And Moses being, humble, first and foremost, being humble, and wise to hearkening to what his stepfather was saying, it ended up working out for him. And we're going to just, continue on. It says, and thou shalt teach them the ordinance and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men such as fear the Most High, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to bear rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of 10. And let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter that they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge, so shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. All right, which is taken when you set up leaders who are, who fear the Most High, who oblige in the laws. You set them up as leaders over the people. So basically, Moses didn't have to, do all that work. It made Moses' job a lot easier. But, Moses, he hearkened unto the counsel, the advice of his stepfather Jethro. And we have to remember, you know, we have to basically apply the scriptures are written for our learning, so we have to apply the things that we read. If our forefather Moses took counsel to a heathen, all right, he took his advice and it ended up being beneficial towards Moses. We have to apply those things to those who are men of the Lord, who are Israelites at that, who are Israelites who are and with Israelites that are men of the Lord who believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You have to, the scriptures. Matter of fact, let's get it. This is Proverbs 19 and 20, because there's a reason why the Lord has set up counsel. All right. It says, Proverbs 19 and 20 says, hear counsel and receive instruction that thou mayest be wise in the latter end. All right. So you have to hear counsel and receive instruction. All right. So a part of hearing and receiving is applying the instruction that was given towards you. Okay. Just like Moses, he took the advice of his stepfather and he applied it. And you know, it made Moses more wise and it ended up being beneficial towards Moses. Okay. He didn't have to overbear himself. Okay. So it says, verse 21, uh, there are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. Right, right. You know, so the counsel of the Lord shall stand. All right. There's a reason why the Lord has set up men. All right. Men of the Lord and set up counsel. All right. Which counsel is going into advice. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. What is counsel in etymology? So counsel is advice or instruction given, mutual advising or interchange of opinions, consultation. So when you know, having counsel is like you're consulting, you're giving advice. It's like how people have a consulting business. They give other businesses advice of how they believe that their business could move further or grow. Same thing spiritually. We have a spiritual counsel. You know, there's two or three or more men giving you advice, you know, counseling you, giving you that consultation, spiritual consultation to make your life, uh, uh, to grow. You know, great example. You know, if two or more brothers is telling you, you know, to get a job and to do certain things, you know, it'll be wise for you to hearken unto those men. Because let's get it in Matthew 18 and 20. It says, it says, Matthew 18 and 20 says, for where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. So when it's two or three gathered in the names of Yahweh Shem Shah, the Lord is in the midst. He's in the presence. All right. So everything is, the Lord speaks through men. Okay. We get that in Matthew 10 and 20 real quick to prove that. So this is Matthew 10 and 20. It says, for it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. All right. And we know that applies, to us going out there teaching. We don't go out there teaching our own words. We teach the words of, Yahweh Shem Yahushua through the Spirit. So even when it's counsel and it's two or three or more gathered, the Lord is speaking through those men. All right. So it'll be best for you to, put your pride to the side or, your egos. All right. And, hearken. Matter of fact, let's get that in Proverbs. Was that 12 and 15? It says, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. So you'll be considered wise if you hearken unto counsel, unto advice. Just like Moses, why I said earlier that Moses was considered to be wise because he hearkened unto his stepfather Jethro, which was he was a heathen. So if it's two or three or more gathered in the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, men of the Lord giving you advice, it will be wise for you to hearken to those what those men are saying. Because if you see things spiritually, like we are supposed to be spiritual men, and this is general, I'm speaking in general as well. You know, when there's two or three more gathered in the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushua giving you advice, giving you instructions, on how to, for you to grow as an individual. You know, you have to consider those things that what the men are telling you. It just said it in Proverbs 12 and 15 that the way of a fool is right in his own eyes. So even when men trying to give you advice and you just, oh no, I got this, brother, I got this, and you don't you put it off what the men are saying, you're considered to be a fool. And you always gotta understand, that's pride may get involved, egos may get involved, but when you in a spiritual battle, especially when you're dealing with spiritual men, you have to remain to be spiritual. That's why the scriptures say, he that ruleth over his spirit shall take over a city. That's all of those things. Even if you feel a little slightly offended, slightly get emotions, you have to rule your spirit. And even if you have to you know, walk outside or take 10 steps back or whatever, or go home, maybe go home, you still have to consider what those men said and hearken into what those men said because the Lord is in the presence, of that council. And that's the reason why the Lord set up, council, you know, just for, when a brother's lacking, he goes into, those who fear the Lord and, gets, advice, gets instruction. When a brother may feel weak in the spirit, he goes into the council. When a brother may be falling off and, drifting off, you go to the council because the council is set up to put things in order, to put things in perspective. The elders have councils on certain things, you know, and those councils, every ranking there's always council, okay, showing you that that's the Lord is that's the order of things, so it'll be wise for you to hearken unto counsel and not be prideful. All right, so this is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5. It says, a wise man will hear and will increase in learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. So let's get that in the NOC. It says, let the wise listen to these proverbs and become even wiser, which is the scriptures. Let those understanding receive guidance. All right, and that's perfect because wise counsel is considered to be, the guidance, you know. And a wise man, you will increase. You get counsel, even having spiritual counsels on, on certain breakdowns in the scriptures. At the end of the day, you know, you would end up being increased. You end up learning something that you didn't know, or you might be confused at a particular topic, and you going through it with the brothers. You end up at the end, you end up being increased by the Lord. Okay. And that's why the scriptures say, what a wise man would hear and would increase in learning. And that's why the scriptures also say a fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man conceal it. So even if you're receiving counsel, it's better to remain quiet and not try to always prove your point. That's a wise thing to do as well. You may disagree in your mind, but a wise thing to do is always just to remain quiet and then go home and meditate on it. Because Satan is always involved too with your flesh. You may get riled up, emotional, but the Lord set up counsel for guidance. Okay, you know, and we know that the Lord is dealing with the tabernacles of men. All right, so it is important, to hearken unto counsel and don't be prideful, be humble. And take and take the lowly route, man. You know, I think I got one more scripture.